What part of your soul was saying yes to this mission? And is there a personal story behind this? Which role do you think sometimes drains you, and which role you are best at?
I never ask myself what's easier or what's harder.
There are females who are, like they have dreams and they're just whispering their dreams privately in their mind, in their hearts. What message do you have for them?
Don't compare your beginning to someone else. Consistency is more powerful than speed.
So the question was that how do you make yourself to stay calm when things are not going right, not going your way?
Hello, Nadia.
Hello, everyone. Today, I'm very pleased to invite Victoria Lefor, founder of the GIA World. So, GIA World is Global Impact Initiative. Let's meet her and share her journey with you. Hello, Victoria. Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Hi, Nadia. Thank you very much for inviting me to this interview, and it's a pleasure to be here. I believe that every conversation like this is a chance to exchange experience and learn from one another. And I hope that my answers will be meaningful and perhaps provide clarity or encouragement to someone who is still searching for their own way. And I'm very glad to share my story with you today.
Thank you so much, Victoria. In fact, the reason I named it Unrushed because I wanted to have very deep conversations with my guest for my audience so that they can learn that, if somebody is successful today, they started from below and then step by step they went up. So this is all about encouraging everyone else through the stories, and which is why I am bringing diverse people from all over the world to my podcast so that people can learn from it. Thank you so much for coming. So we will start that when you founded the Global Impact Alliance, and what part of your soul was saying yes to this mission? And is there a personal story behind this?
Thank you for your question. When I founded my first company, Women Entrepreneurship International Academy, I was working in the CIS countries, and I wanted to create with social something projects with a social impact while giving participants the chance to gain financial independence and learn how to bring their ideas to the market. I succeed in doing this, and Global Impact Alliance, my Swiss NGO, became my second business child and
Great.
continuation of my first company founded 6 years ago, but on a larger scale. There was no single turning point. Rather, I realized I want to combine my financial and my corporate background with the social impact. So for me, it was never just about building a company. It was about building movement. I saw how access to knowledge and network could change women's entire trajectory, not only to herself, but also for her family and community. That sense of responsibility made the mission very real to me.
I see that, from different works and different projects, you are a visionary, you're a strategist, and, like you're a person who wants to get things done. Which role do you think sometimes drains you, and which role you are best at?
For a leader building process from scratch, there was also moments of fatigue or moments of inspirations. And true leadership for me means accepting this and adapting. I never ask myself what's easier or what's harder. I understand that entrepreneurship always involves uncertainty, which can be really draining. But accepting this reality helps me preserve energy and move forward. Sometimes people expect leaders to always be strong and clear, but I think strengths also mean being honest about changes. Knowing when to ask for help or when to slow down is also part of sustainable leadership. Leadership, in my view, it's not about having all the answers. It's about It's about creating the conditions where answer can emerge, often from the team itself. So a good leader empowers others, listens actively, and creates trust, so that people are not afraid of to contribute their own ideas or projects.
Victoria, this is very refreshing to hear your mature view that leaders can ask for help. I don't know, there is, like there is awkwardness for leaders. We are the leaders, we should not ask questions. And I'm so glad that you're so mature. It's okay. You are a leader and you can still ask questions because you want to grow. Challenges could be everywhere, and I think this is the beauty of leader. You can be here and there, but you can be an all rounder, but you still need help, and it's okay to ask for help. That's great. That's really great. And I do see, for your Global Impact Alliance, you are always with women who are launching bold, disruptive ideas. And then there are females, who are, like they have dreams and they're just whispering their dreams privately in their mind, in their hearts. What message do you have for them?
Most women I have met whisper about their dream and afraid to start. I always tell them, take one small step. That step will open new doors, even if it's a mistake. The act of trying is invaluable. Surrounding yourself as well with the right people is also very, very crucial. Those with similar ideas or who have already walked this path. It's always harder alone. So take first step and find a supportive community. Dreams don't need to start big. Even a small project or pilot or a conversation can be really seed. And once you plant it, life has a way of growing it in directions you may not even imagine. And I would also add, don't compare your beginning to someone else. Each journey has its own rhythm, and sometimes even slow progress is still progress. Consistency is more powerful than speed. Another important thing for me is to allow yourself to learn along the way. You don't need to have everything figured out from the start. The path becomes clear when you begin walking it. So every mistake is simply data, a lesson that brings you closer to what works. And finally, celebrate the small wins. A first meeting, a first draft, a first rejection, a first conversation. All of these are signs that you are moving. When you honor those small steps, you build momentum, and momentum is what eventually carries you towards your dreams.
What makes you, this is a personal question, what makes you so calm and
Mm,
adaptive to the current circumstances? I can, talking to you, think about the things that went wrong and cry online. And I see, like you should be a mental coach. Now I see that the vision that you had 15 years ago when you were launching this initiative. And I can see the women who are around you, they're so lucky. They are able to hear from you, and you are so inspirational. Honestly, I'm loving your personality more and more the more we are developing this conversation.
thank you. Thank you so much. What next question? Sorry.
Yeah. So the question was that how do you make yourself to stay calm when things are not going right, not going your way?
I think a philosophy view on everything, and I try to develop myself in everything, not just only my professional skills as well as my personal development. And I try to surround myself very smart, very intelligent, and very very good, very kind people. So, and I worked on myself always, constantly. So, and I love it. And every time I ask questions myself when I see myself in the mirror. So, and I try to compare myself with myself yesterday. And I ask,
Great.
do I have some improvements or no? What do I need to do? So, yes, and this is a kind of discipline. I love it because my background in finance, and it was also a very good experience for me when you work with numbers, very everything clear, and I need to go just straight, no left, no right. So, when I have same kind of my brain, and yes, work, 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 and work.
Work, work, work. And the message, the special message that I really want to repeat for the audience is that's okay if you're failing. That's okay if you're not making progress. Ask for help and do show up the next day. I think this is the message. And I see, like a lot of courage. And this courage starts making you calm. This discipline starts making you, it puts you on right path. Thank you. This is really important message. So Victoria, what a successful day or week looks like to you, like not on the paper where you have a checklist and you have ticked everything. Personally, what is your definition of a successful day or a successful week?
Yeah, very good question. My successful day or my successful week. A successful week for me, let's take bigger. A successful week for me starts with having a plan. As I told you, I have a financial background, and for me, it's very important to have a plan. So I'm structured, and I feel really comfortable when everything is organized, both work and my personal life. Of course, unexpected things happen, but overall,
With
I
all
try. Yeah, and I try to follow the plan and make time for myself. So at the end of the week, I want to see that I accomplished what I planned. Uh, when I work, when work, family, and personal well-being are in balance, I feel harmony. I feel calm. I feel good. And yes, flexibility also helps me to handle surprises. Success is not about how many tasks I I checked off for me. It's about whether I felt aligned with my values during the week, during the months. Did I give energy to the right things? I asked myself. Did I also leave space for joy or some connections? So that's what matters most for me.
And which books do you read? Because I see you have made yourself this successful, this mature through reading books, experiencing things, any movies, books that you find very inspirational, and that you think that shifted your, like that shifted us. What do we call in this youngsters era craziness? We have to be successful. We are launching today. Tomorrow it should, skyrocket. We want to be millionaire tomorrow. We want to be billionaire in a year. So, what is the book or the movie that you would suggest?
I love all books, if to be honest.
Great.
So time to time. So if I feel that I have some lack for my business skills, I'm reading business books.
Okay.
And I have business education, must MBA. I have psychological books as well. I love books about successful people a lot. So historical books. So I'm reading really everything. Depends on my mood. Depends on my situation. I try to find if I feel that I have some lack of knowledge or some lack of some feelings. I need inspiration. I need knowledge. So I love to read all books. Yes.
That's great. And I think we need to go back to the habit of reading books and connecting with real stories than
Yes.
dumb scrolling. We can dumb scroll for hours, but we cannot read 5 pages of the books. This has become an unfortunate habit of all of us. At
Mm-hmm.
least I am guilty for that. And I'm so sorry to myself. This is how it is. Victoria, I do see that you are a public speaker and you have a lot of ideas for and people, and you're on a lot of stages, and you're so visible. What inner practices or boundaries help you stay grounded while being this visible on different stages?
Mhm. Thank you. Very good question. I don't have special secrets or practices to stay grounded. I always prepare in advance, even when
Yeah.
I know the material well. I prepared for this interview as well. Preparation makes me everything easy. And
Yeah.
the second point is that I always stay myself. I
Hmm.
don't wear a mask. This gives me comfort and confidence. Also, I love what I do, and people feel my energy, as you mentioned as well. I'm sincere in my work, and this inspires me both and others as well. Uh, Visibility, it's not always easy. It can be really vulnerable sometimes. But when I remind myself that I am not speaking for perfection, but for connection and for people, it becomes much lighter for me. I also try to see every public moment as an exchange, not a performance. I'm there on the scene, for example, to share, but also to listen and to learn from the people in front of me. And this is important as well for me. Exchange energies, exchange knowledge. That mindset helps me release the pressure of performing and focus instead of building instead on building trust. And grounding also comes from small daily habits. For me, it can be simple as tasking a walk before an important event, or read some book, pausing for a few deep breaths, or reminding myself why I'm doing this work in the first place. Returning to this mission always centers me. And finally, I think. Joy is a big part of being grounded. If you enjoy what you are saying, if you believe in it sincerely, and the audience feels your energy, it's contagious and it transforms the whole atmosphere into something lighter, warmer, or more human.
It does. It does. When we start enjoying what we do, what we say, when we start loving it, I think everything changes. The environment, it changes. Of course, I know I'm the
Sure.
happiest when I'm doing podcast. I'm the happiest when I'm meeting people. I'm interviewing them, and people. There are people who call me talkative, but and there was a lot of time when I did not start my podcast only because people would think I was too talkative, and I said, what their opinion is going to do with my future passion. I want to do it. And I started that. And I'm so glad I started that. But sometimes you get upset when everyone is mocking you. Oh, you're so talkative. So this happens also. But I find joy, so that's why I do it. And probably the energy and the aura that you have is you enjoy what you do. You love your work. And
Yeah.
this is a message for audience also, that they need to love whatever they are doing, no matter it is small. And and this is important. The Global Impact Alliance
Alliance. Mhm.
is
Mhm.
a very mission driven for you when you launched it. And there are what would you say that people understood before going for the traditional startup narratives and launching them?
Mhm. Every startup must have a mission, but the project must also be seen as a business. And the mistake of many social startups is that they are driven by passion to help, but without market knowledge or financial basics, they can't last. And that's why I always recommend building a business foundation first, like a base for a house, and then pursuing higher missions. So the formula is constant. Of course, some models work with philanthropy, but when it comes to startup, nothing works without clear business base. So mission without structure is just a passion, and structure without mission is just a business. The real power comes when you combine both. I wish really more founders would see that mission and business are not in conflict. They can strengthen each other, and the mission gives meaning, and the business model gives sustainability.
I see the problem. I see the problem now because, a lot of startups, they are started because of the passion. But when people do not see innovation in them, they do not bring innovation, they do not, they become very disheartened with their failures, little challenges, they stop it. I think that is the reason a lot of startups are failing. Yeah, you summed it up very well. Like we have to keep improving it, and that is what is really important. Victoria,
Oh.
you are originally from Kazakhstan and you have worked in different European countries and different GCC countries also. I'm curious to know that how the woman economic empowerment progress in these places is have some context of commonality and uniqueness from your experience over these
Yes,
years.
it's true. I have worked with Europe. I have worked with the CIS countries and GCC countries, and there is a gap in opportunities for women shaped by historical factors. Still, progress is happening everywhere, sometimes slower, sometimes faster. Uh, International cooperation helps accelerate this process. And our role in Global Impact Alliance is to share best practices with countries where progress is less active and to build bridges. This improves women's situation both economically and politically. What inspires me most is seeing how women, despite differences in culture or resources, share the same determination. That determination is a bridge stronger than any policy.
Yes.
Each region has its unique strength. Europe offers established ecosystems, the GCC brings rapid transformation now, and Central Asia shows resilience. Bridging these differences creates a mutual learning and a faster progress.
Yeah, we do see, and your observation is 100% right. Where women wants to grow, but they have to follow a lot of challenges, economical, policy challenges, cultural
Mhm.
challenges, religious challenges. They are also a true, reason and a solid foundation for hurdles. And
Mhm.
they have more resistance power as compared to the cultures which are offering, okay, come get it,
Mhm.
the world is open for you. And I find females very resilient in thriving and challenging environments. This is the observation that I too had personally, and I agree with you on that.
Great.
Victoria, I would like to ask you one thing, that how do you think that this new younger generation is very frustrated? How do you compare yourself, like 15 years younger and with today's youngsters? Like if you have to look back 15 years, and what a message that you would like to give to the youngsters?
Um, as I mentioned before, I worked in finance, and this experience gave me a very good understanding um, of discipline, because when you
Discipline.
work with number, yes, of course, you can't do mistakes when you work with numbers. But I always wanted to work with the people, and I always wanted to share some um, social impact to the society. And when I was 35, I changed my career path. And yes, I remember that time um, I finished. Yes, I got my MBA, and I changed my career path. I went to the niche of social entrepreneurship, and I
And they both are
connected
very different. They both are
Sorry?
very different. They both are very different.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's like north and south, yes. But I connected my corporate experience and my financial experience because I work a lot with the social entrepreneurs. And as I mentioned before, that social startups, it's not just about passion, it's not just about social impact, but this is about business, how to build business and knowledge how to build successful business about finance, market, etc. So all my experience 15 years ago, 20 years ago, now is helping me to be successful in my niche where I can successfully join my corporate business, my financial experience, and social impact. So I think it was just like very right decisions when I studied at my financial university. Then I had my financial experience, and now I finally I can open my heart, my soul for there something bigger, something more impactful for the society. Yes, so
And
that's my
something
main.
that is very closer to your heart also.
Yes, 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 yes.
Great. Victoria, thank you so much for your time. And before we say goodbye, I would really like to know your views on this conversation
Mhm.
and any closing remarks that you would like to give.
Mhm. Uh, Really, I'm grateful for these questions, Nadia. Thank you so much. I believe it's very important to have small talks like this with the women who are living out their mission as a professionals, as mothers, as wives. And sharing this experience matters because through community, we as a women become stronger. And I'm happy to share my experience with other women because I'm sure that even if one answer or just a couple of my sentences resonate with someone, that then everything I do is not in vain. So sometimes a single word from some person can give the impulse or the answer we need to keep moving, that we need to keep moving forward. So that's why I truly wish for you to continue holding such interviews with women from different countries, listening to their stories. And these don't always have to be stories about startups or business. They can be stories about motherhood, about travel, about I don't know, something unique life, some unique life experience. In every field, there are women who are living this journey, and the understanding that they are not alone gives them a sense of safety, confidence, and the feeling that they are on the right way. Sometimes interviews like this are more than just words. They are also a reminder for myself who I am and what I do, and it feels like pausing, reflecting and reconnecting with my mission. So thank you very much for this interview, and I would be glad to meet with you again in the future and share new stories and my new achievements.
Thank you so much, Victoria. And for viewers, there are three lessons that we got from Victoria. Ask for help. You can start small, stick to it, stay disciplined. These are really, really important things that we all need to be successful. And that's okay if some days are not successful as you have planned. And you can always ask for help. And Victoria, I think this was a very deep conversation that I had with you, but it was mostly focused on professional success. The next episode that we should do should focus on personal matters, on personal mindset, and I am sure that people will love it, and I'm sure you will also want to return to Unrushed, and you would want to return to talk to me. And I hope, because you live in you when you are in Dubai, we can meet there, because Dubai is on my list and I really want to go to Dubai.
Yeah, yeah. I live between Dubai. I live between Dubai and Geneva, so I'm person of the world.
Yes, you are a person of the world. Yes, yes. Switzerland is always on, like vacation list. So probably we might plan a vacation very soon, and hopefully our paths will cross. And thank you so much for coming, for sharing
Thank
your
you.
experiences. And I'm sure I loved the conversation. I hope that you also loved, and I look forward to welcoming you again very soon. Thank you,
Thank you so
Victoria.
much.
And
Thank you.
thank you so much, viewers, for joining us. I will return back with another story, another amazing guest very soon. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.